feel like I probably would have been on the same cycle of just like fucking institution after, it was a revolving fucking door, like constantly like revolving door, frequent flyer to these institutions, whether drug rehabs or psych wards.
You're listening to the latest dose of Bipolar Recorder. This podcast may cause dizziness and blurred vision. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Bipolar Recorder. My name is Hunter Keegan. As always, I'm so glad that you're joining us today. I recently had a fantastic conversation with an individual who goes by the pseudonym ManicNFTS. That's ManicNFTs. He is a 41-year-old artist and mental health advocate currently residing in Florida. He's a super chill guy who I met through Twitter Spaces originally, and in this installment of Bipolar Recorder, he and I are actually speaking over a new app that I've recently gotten into. It's called Wisdom. It's a podcast/social audio streaming app where you can interview people one-on-one live. As a point of reference, it's very similar to Twitter Spaces, but it is a separate app. ManicNFTs and I started a stream on Wisdom about a week ago, and this is the audio from that conversation. In this installment, we discuss sharing our mental health stories for the first time, as well as the power of community and the intensity of long-term psychiatric hospitalization. We also extensively discuss the importance of music and the arts. As far as content warnings go, this conversation is very casual and conversational. However, we do touch on some gnarly stuff here and there, including suicide. Just a heads up. With that said, let's go ahead and get started.
What's up? It's another wisdom space. I'll have a guest joining momentarily.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were just on Twitter Spaces, but we thought we would transfer over here because it was just the two of us, and we were having a pretty cool conversation about just kind of our histories, our experiences with bipolar disorder, and all that comes along with that. And we were just talking about what it's like to start sharing those stories publicly, kind of for the first time. So, Manic, you said that you'd kind of just first really started talking about this stuff, like a couple months ago?
No, it was actually 2 years and like a few months. Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty wild. And what inspired you to do that?
Yeah, so what happened, what inspired me was, so I had just gotten into the whole NFT space, and I came into this because I saw an opportunity into the NFT space to, make money with my art. And then when I was on the app Clubhouse, there's different, rooms and different communities. So I got into this PFP project, and I was part of the community, and everybody else was like talking amongst themselves and getting to know themselves, getting to know each other. And I was just one that always stayed quiet. I'd be listening in and want to talk. And then one day I was like, I came into this thing to have success. And the only way I'm going to have any kind of success is if I break out of my shell and actually start introducing myself to the community. And so, it was just one day. It was actually on my birthday, and everybody was talking, and I just, for some reason, I felt it was the right time to just introduce myself, and that was going to be it, just introduce myself. And I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I fucking just was like, bleh, and just fucking told my whole story, and like, my whole shit. We're like blown away, like, and like, man, like, I'm so sorry you went through all that, and that was just like my major breakthrough, just a major breakthrough freaking in my life, man, just to put out what was all the bad experiences and I had gone through, and it was like real therapeutic, and people were like, you need to really tell your story. And that was that was the first major sale I had as well. So that was like, people were like, yeah, share your story. So yeah.
That's so dope. And yeah, it is totally therapeutic to start sharing those stories for the first time and really sharing your life with people and having it resonate. That's a really powerful experience. And I'm so glad that you found the strength and willpower to do that, because it's something that is very difficult and not everyone chooses to do it. So I think it's really special when people do, take the steps to share those paths with others.
Yeah, for sure. Like, at the time, I was literally, I had like, I had sweat beating off my forehead, I think literally, and like, I was so nervous, but I knew I was like, it was growth. I was growing by doing it. And so I just did it. And then, like I said, they encouraged me to like continue sharing my story, that you can really help people. And so over the past 2 years, I've done that, whenever whenever I had the chance to do it. And yeah, I mean, I have people messaging me, saying you really inspired me now to come up and speak, um, just different messages. And then, just different opportunities have come up just from putting myself out there. And like, I mean, it's not easy, but it definitely has gotten way easier now. And, who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Through doing that, I met you, you know what I mean? Like, and I've met a lot of other really great people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So were you kind of afraid of like what the initial reactions from people were going to be?
Yeah. It's not easy, man. Like, especially when you start telling people that, there's one thing if you're like, yeah, I went through a depression, or I was manic and this and that, but once you start getting into like, yeah, so I was delusional. I thought I was like the son of God, and that these fucking people, they were demons in the hospital, and this like crazy, like the stuff that's just like out there.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, that's when it gets more difficult to tell. But like, for example, when I first met my wife, like, I had to tell her about my past, because it's like a part of my life and who I am, and I'm not being like, you have to tell like your future wife or whatever, because my girlfriend at the time, and it was a huge risk, because you know, yeah, it's hard, because she could be like, nah, I'm sorry, like, I can't deal with that, but
Yeah.
that was the hardest thing, man. Like, it's just telling someone that, you're in love with and that you want to spend the rest of your life with. I told her in the beginning of the relationship, like when we were still boyfriend and girlfriend, and we just were starting to get more serious. I was like, I have to tell you, something. And first she was like, I could never tell, but
Mhm.
I'm not going to go through life and I can't hide it, because I'm on medication. You know what I mean? Like, you can't
Yeah.
hide that, like, and, so I just put it all out there. I was like, this is it. This is me. This is what I've been through. And like, you're either going to accept me for who I am, what I've been through, or I guess you're not. And she accepted me. And well, we've been together like 15 years, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's tough, man. And then
So
like,
how long
yeah.
did you say you had been dating before you told her?
Yeah. So we first met, um, we've met online. It was actually back on MySpace, and
Wow.
I wasn't even looking for a relationship. I was just looking to hook up, with some chicks or whatever. But we just happened to link up and just talking. She wasn't even in the same state, and we just had a lot of stuff in common. And we were talking on the phone for a while, and then I met her in person, and we've been together ever since. And so when I first met her in person, like I just, I think after the first few days of being there, I told her. So it was, yeah. I
So
didn't tell
like,
her. I didn't tell her like during the whole phone talking time when we were just talking through the phone. It was in person, which was even harder. Yeah.
so you said like within the first couple of times you had met up.
Yeah, like I was in Florida and she was in Virginia at the time, and I flew over there, and I was really manic at the time too. Like so I was impulsive. I wanted to really see her, and so I went with my gut. I'm glad I did, and being manic definitely helped. I was probably hypomanic, and I was on medication, so
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like I was full blown manic, like that kind of manic. But yeah, I told her. I think I was there like first, like in person meeting her like first few days, and then I just built up the courage to tell her, and she just accepted it, and just it's definitely not easy to live with somebody that has bipolar, and so especially bipolar 1, I mean any bipolar really, but bipolar 1 is the most severe, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, that was hard. So telling strangers was easier, but it's still not easy. It still wasn't easy. But now that I've shared my story tons of times. Like it's like it's not hard now as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus I've been through so much therapy, like my whole life, and like therapists, psychologists, all these things. Like sometimes talking is not that. It's I think I'm pretty good at communicating um, my feelings and thoughts from probably all the therapy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think therapy makes you so much better at communicating, and I think it makes you better at emotional intelligence too.
Yeah, man. I started going to therapy when I was like, first started going, I was like 7 years old or something like that. Like when my parents first got divorced,
Mm.
like that was really good that my mom did that because, like when kids go through like stuff like that, divorce and crazy home life, like that's one of the best things I think she did is get me into therapy so young. But I mean, yeah. So I started getting into shit like real young, man. Like, yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
have therapy really when I was a kid. My parents just had me on medication, which I think is kind of fucked up in retrospect.
Yeah, I was on medication too, man. Like before I had bipolar, before I had the bipolar, manic episode when I was 16. When I was younger, when I was like a kid, they said I had like ADD and whatever, and yeah, I was on like Ritalin and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, both my parents were drug addicts, so like my mom was like trying to get clean, and so I would go to like AA and NA and all those kind of places. So I
Hmm.
like grew up in the rooms, so I was like always used to that kind of stuff. And then little did I know I'd end up in the same situation. But I'm just happy as hell. Like I don't go through that shit anymore, man. I'm done. I'm like I cleaned up my act. I got my mental health together for the most part.
Hmm.
I take my medicine and I just do the best I can do, man. That's all you can do. And just not do drugs because that does not, for me, that doesn't go good with bipolar.
What
Yeah,
kind of drugs were you into?
mostly cocaine.
Yeah, I think you mentioned cocaine and Molly or something.
Yeah, ecstasy. I didn't do it as much at all. Like cocaine was my main thing, but
Hmm.
ecstasy was towards like I would say my rock bottom was when I was doing that one weekend when I was doing the ecstasy and coke and not sleeping, when I told you I'd gone into the delusional state that lasted 9 months, like a total of 9 months, I was in my own fucking land,
Wow.
that's when they put me in the state hospital from the other hospital because they could only keep you in one of those hospitals for 3 to 4 months max, because they can't send you out to society. And so they were like, you have to go to the state hospital. And so I was there, but it was because of, I think it was because, you know, first of all, I was so manic and not on medicine, and then, you know, doing coke and then doing ecstasy and not sleeping. It's just my brain, I think, was just like short circuited and was like, bam, just, I went into delusional state, which was, I've gone into before. And it, you know, usually it would be a few weeks or like maybe like a month till they get me stabilized, and they put you on the antipsychotics or whatever. But this time it was a drug induced psychosis. And I think it was the mix of ecstasy and coke and all that stuff that just made it last way longer. And I mean, I know it was very scary for my family, you know, because when someone's delusional for that long, you know, straight through, you start to think like maybe they're not coming out of it. But I came out of it, and yeah, and shortly after the state hospital, I came out and I started messing up again. You know, it's pretty crazy, man. I messed up for a little bit after that, getting into coke and stuff, and then after that, I just was like, I'm done. I'm taking medicine. I'm not trying to go back there. And that's when I secluded myself in my mom's house, and just I didn't go around anybody. I just stayed at my mom's house, and that's when I met my wife online. And basically, if it wasn't for her, I feel like I probably would have been on the same cycle of just like fucking institution after, you know, it was a revolving fucking door, like constantly like revolving door, frequent flyer to these institutions, whether drug rehabs or psych wards, you know. And fortunately, I never ended up in jail or prison, but that was just because that was pure luck and being cautious, more cautious than the other people I was around, because I had friends that like had gone to prison and all that stuff, but I just I would just end up in the, you know, and they say like jails, institutions, and death. Pretty much, if you live that lifestyle, like it's true, man. Like, you know, I know that I know that there are treatments with like mushrooms and stuff like that, and that's, I don't know, that's a more natural route. But right now, maybe I'll explore that in the future, but I don't know. We'll see.
So after this Molly and cocaine induced psychosis, like what kind of delusions were you having during that 9-month period that followed?
Yeah. So the first thing was that I thought that I died, and I was like, I was like, it's a little blurry, but I know that I thought I died, and I thought like my mom died, and like all this stuff, and I think like I was in purgatory when I was in the hospital, in the not in the state hospital, but the regular hospital, like the regular psych ward, you know. The whole time there, I thought I was in purgatory waiting to be judged whether I was going to go to heaven or hell or something like that. And, yeah. And so that was the whole thing. It was, I think I was thinking I was like, I had special powers, and, but mostly, I was just waiting to be judged. And I'm not even a religious person at all. Like, I'm not, but for some reason, every time I go into delusional, you know, states, it was always like like a religious themed thing, which is common in delusions, you know, like superpowers and stuff. So so when I was brought to the state hospital, I was still in the delusion of like, okay, so I thought it was, in my mind, I thought it was a good thing. I was like, oh, I'm being transferred to this place now, so now I'm getting closer, and I'm probably gonna go to heaven, so I'm good. Like, yeah. So it's just like, it's so crazy. It's crazy, man. Like, I'm just lucky that I actually still had my mind intact.
Yeah,
You know?
that is a really intense delusion. I have, and such
Very,
an elaborate delusion too.
yeah, man. And lasted so long, man. And Yeah, man. Yeah, it was. This is just being in the state hospital too, man. That's the worst psych hospital you could be in is the state hospital because there's nothing after that. You know what I mean? That's the last place people go. Like either some people will never get out of there, and some people that were there for years already, and like there were some people that were like my age and that weren't as crazy because the other people in there like were like hardcore like schizophrenic
Mm-hmm.
and like will straight up attack you or they have no problem
Jeez.
attack. They will attack. A lot of these staff
Yeah.
members they're big dudes, and like when they're when they're in their psychotic states, which some of them stay in, and they get violent. They attack staff, they attack you. They don't even care because the voices in their head will be like, yeah, kill him or whatever. I don't know what they hear, but it's dangerous too. And so
Mm-hmm.
like, man, I had a roommate. He was a real nice kid. He was younger than me and he fucking killed himself in the next room. And,
Wow.
yeah, it was a very, very scary, insane experience. And for most of the time there, I was so dosed up that they have me on these strong antipsychotics. So they try to get you out of that delusional state. And so most times, like I was literally like, I was like sitting down the fucking couch, like on these couches with all, like next to all these people and we're all sitting there fucking drooling and shit. Like, man, shit is fucked up.
That
And then
is fucked.
I had electroconvulsive shock treatment and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They
yeah,
put you under anesthesia for that, right?
yeah. It's back in the day.
Still
Like,
very intense though. Like my ex-girlfriend used to do that all the time and it was messing her up, I think, honestly. It was causing so many problems with her memory and like concentration and shit. Yeah, so
yeah,
I know a little bit about ECT and kind of some of the outcomes from it.
yeah. So they were doing anything to get me back to reality. And yeah, man. And one time when I was starting to like get when they thought I was like getting better, they said that I can go on a home pass, to see my family for the weekend and shit. And so I did, but I had it planned in my mind like I'm not going back there. So
Mhm.
I was like I'm fucking gonna kill myself. Like I'm not going back there. So
Yeah.
on the home pass, when I was on the home pass, like my grandparents, they had gone, to, to run some errands, and I took an overdose,
Mhm.
and my ears were ringing really bad. That was horrible. Like, and then they happened to come home just in time to, to call the ambulance, and then they pumped my stomach at the hospital at the emergency room, and they make you drink this charcoal drink,
Mhm.
and I couldn't drink it, so they had to then put the tubes through my throat and give me this charcoal drink, so that I don't know. I guess it doesn't kill you or doesn't mess you up, but
Yeah, the charcoal is supposed to like absorb the toxins or some shit.
yeah. But I was like dead serious. I was like really trying to kill myself because I didn't want to go back to
Mhm.
the state hospital.
Yeah.
So like so I had to go back there, and I ended up staying there a little longer because of that. But yeah, man, I'm just
Yeah, that's what a fucking catch-22 that is. Holy
so
shit.
yeah, man. I've been through the shit real bad, but
Yeah.
it's been years now, and I'm just like
How long
when I
ago was that?
so I think it was like 15 years ago, 16, so
Wow.
41 now, but
You said you're 41 years old now?
I'm 41. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, man. I don't feel like it, and I don't look like it. I'm definitely like more young like,
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, shit is crazy, man. It's so yeah, now I'm in the NFT space and like just self-taught artist. I didn't go to school for any art, you know,
Mhm.
and I'm just starting to like make headway doing my art, and just it's crazy, man. Like some of these big, these big wins in the space just has me sometimes just like all emotional because like I'll think back on my past and I'm like, shit, like I didn't, I'm not making a living doing it, but I feel like eventually I can.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, yeah. But it was like, it's not tears of like sad. It's like tears of fucking relief and joy. Like I got through all that hard shit, but even still, with the bipolar, medication it's not 100%. I still
Yeah.
experience like, you already know, like you still experience the mania. And if, I don't really get the depression part so bad,
Mhm.
but the mania still comes through. That's how
Wow.
powerful it is,
Yeah. So, do you have like any words of wisdom for people who are like going through it with mania? Because it sounds like you've had a lot of manic episodes.
Yeah, man. From starting at 16 years old.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Which is words of wisdom. I would say like don't mix drugs with it.
Mhm.
At least I don't know, like with the weed thing, like I guess that's I don't know. Maybe at first, like if you're trying to like get stabilized, probably don't do any kind of drugs. Especially like hard drugs. Definitely don't do that. Um, and just talk, like just express yourself. It's hard. It's hard when you're actually in it. Sometimes you just don't really know it, especially when you're just going through it. More, like your outside people will notice something's not right.
Mhm.
Oh, what's one thing I would say is, man, like a lot of times when people were trying to bring me to the psych ward, when they saw I wasn't in my right mind, like a lot of times I would try to fight it and not go.
Mhm.
And like I would always say to myself, like when I didn't want to go, like I would say like let go and let God. That was something I learned in like NA and shit. Sometimes you just gotta like let go and just, it might be better for you just to go with it, because sometimes you can't, sometimes you're not in your right mind state, and your loved ones might see something that you can't see, and sometimes, at least go get evaluated, and see what's up.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, like it's not like, it's scary though when you're going to get evaluated because you don't know what to expect.
Mhm.
Because you think, you might think like, oh, I'm gonna be there for so long. But yeah, sometimes you gotta like have family and friends kind of like look out for you and tell you, um, it's
No, I
tricky.
hear you, man. I think that's good advice. Stay away from the drugs, stay away from the alcohol. Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's
yeah, regarding the whole like hospitalization thing, yeah, I mean that sucks so hard. That's so intense. I guess sometimes in really extreme acute scenarios though, like it is kind of necessary, unfortunately. Um, but
yeah,
only in like the most extreme circumstances, I would say.
yeah. Like when you're so, like either if you're so depressed where you like are want to kill yourself, like
Mhm.
yeah, you should probably be in the hospital where you can't do that. And then if you're so manic, you think you can fly, like that's what or you're walking in traffic or whatever, like those are the times like you're a danger to yourself and a danger to other people, and
Yeah.
those are times like that you should be in a hospital and try to they're gonna try to stabilize you and bring you back to reality. But yeah, man, I've been delusional quite a few times, and yeah, it's crazy how the mind works, how you can look back and remember like that, what you thought, and then know that it's like it wasn't real. So it's like it's pretty crazy.
Mhm.
It's real crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so wild. So if there was a cure for bipolar, like a 100% cure, like a surgery or implant or something or a medicine you could take, like that would get rid of your bipolar, would you take that? Like, would you want to get rid of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. I would, man. I would, because it's still tough, man. Because sometimes, like, I feel like I don't know, like, who I really, like, the difference between me and my bipolar, like, like my personality wise, or like, sometimes it's hard to distinguish, and
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know what's me or what's the bipolar or whatever. Um, and then, like, just like for somebody to live with somebody that has like bipolar, like a severe form of bipolar, it's hard. And I feel bad too. Like, I'll feel bad, like, for my son and my wife, because I still go through it,
Hmm.
but just not on that level where I'll end up in the hospital. But I still get yeah, it's just hard, man. I'd rather not have it, really. I know that, like, the maybe the creativity stuff when you're in a manic or whatever, that, I guess that's cool. If I don't know, but other than that, like, I'd rather not. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting. I respect that totally. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Personally, I don't think I would do it. But I don't have as much of an issue with like mania, and I haven't had anywhere near as intense of an issue with delusions. Like, I've experienced delusions and hallucinations during bipolar psychosis. Um, but yeah, like I haven't really had a full manic episode since 2015. So, my experience has been different, and my medication regimen maybe it's just working a little bit better for me. So for right now, like, I don't know, I'm just riding it out.
yeah. It's just that, like, it disrupted my life so bad, man. Like,
Mhm.
because I was trying to always be successful, like, and I was like pursuing acting and music and trying to really do something with my life, and it always interrupted, like, what I was trying to do. I'd have momentum doing something, and all of a sudden, boom, here we go again, like, back into this place. But I was also, like, using drugs, so that made things worse. Like, if
Mhm.
yeah, and it's just, I don't know, man. I guess, like, going to the doctor and, like, making sure I have medicine if I run out of medicine, and I'm not always good with, like, keeping up with appointments and organization and stuff like that. That's where, like, my wife has been real helpful, because I'm not always good at that, like paperwork, and I don't know, a lot of the stuff that comes with, like, having a mental, like, a mental illness. Like, it's more than just, like, having it. You got to, like, be responsible and make sure you have enough medicine and take your medicine. And I've gotten used to taking my medicine since I've been taking it so long that I take it in the morning and at night,
Mhm.
and I take way less medicine than I used to. Like, I used to take way more, but now I just take a fucking pill in the morning, a pill at night, and some sleeping medication, and that's it, man. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It's crazy because, yeah, like, if I didn't go through all that stuff, I wouldn't be who I am today. And there are good things about, who I am, and it came from everything I've been through. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, it wasted a lot of my time, going through all that crazy shit. But either way, I am happy and grateful that I'm at where I'm at in my life, and there's nothing I can do to fucking change anything. So as of right now, I just take medicine and keep going.
What kind of self-care do you practice besides just taking the medication, if anything?
Self care, yeah, I'm not seeing a therapist right now.
I mean, I would say that
Um,
your art definitely counts as self-care.
hell yeah, yeah, art, yeah, man, for sure, art, yeah, the art, and, like, the whole NFT thing, the whole NFT space can be very triggering too, because, like, you feel like you have to be on Twitter so much and, like, posting and doing all this marketing kind of, I don't know, all this stuff.
Hustling.
Fast paced. Yeah, hustling, and like that can be, like a trigger for like the mania type stuff. But for self care, man, like I used to jump rope like a lot. I was like a really big hobby of mine, and so that was like huge in my life, jump roping.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a back injury from working, and so I freaking couldn't jump rope. But I think I might be able to jump rope now. Like, yeah, I probably can now. Yeah, but that was my thing, man. Jump roping. Like, I really like loved it, and
Mm-hmm.
I have been. Yeah, going to the gym, is very good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, meditation I don't do, but I want to do. I know like meditation is really healing and good.
Have you
That's
ever
something
tried guided meditations, like the ones on YouTube?
I have. Yeah, I have tried.
There's some pretty good ones out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's a channel called The Honest Guys, and they have a bunch of guided like relaxation and sleep meditations and stuff, and they're definitely worth checking out if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I love that. I actually I used to listen to like a lot of positive affirmations when I went to sleep just to
Mm-hmm.
get it into my head, whatever, and then like also frequencies like what is it called? Binaural beats, I guess, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The different frequencies, sounds that are like healing. I think it's called binaural beats. Um, yeah, no, yeah, there's definitely stuff that I should definitely incorporate more into my life. Um, yeah. What about you? What do you do for, I guess, self-care? I guess this is really good, you doing these podcasts.
Absolutely. I mean, working on this project is incredibly therapeutic. It's also really intense sometimes though. So sometimes I do have to kind of like take steps back from it just temporarily to kind of recharge and recalibrate and stuff. But yeah, definitely working on this project is really therapeutic. I've also recently gotten into gardening. Nothing like crazy, but I just got some planters that I set up on my back deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just like watering them each day, getting outside, getting some fresh air. Um Definitely playing music, like I'm a musician, so like playing guitar and recording stuff is a really, really good pastime for me, for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
totally hear you like on the creativity front in terms of art being therapeutic, like I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, man. I forgot I do music. Yeah. Yeah. Like I was pursuing a career to make it as a singer. But that didn't like work out. But yeah, music is very therapeutic and healing, and for me, like singing, especially, like because, yeah, I mean, because really putting your, like expressing your like getting it out, and it's something I've always been into, and I would love to get in the studio and record something again at some point. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like make it famous, like I just want to get in there and record something because it's something I love to do, and you never know. You put it on somewhere and make a few bucks here and there, and you never know what could happen.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
any like favorite artists?
Um, Let me see. I'm big into like a lot of R&B.
Okay.
Yeah, let me think. I was like a big fan of Drew Hill.
Okay.
Like yeah, Cisco, John B, Donnell Jones. Um, yeah, just a lot of like R&B from like the '90s, probably
Okay.
2000s. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, but then I love like Linkin Park.
Okay. Yeah, dude, I
Fucking
was listening to Linkin Park earlier this afternoon.
fucking love Linkin Park, man.
Yeah,
Like
they're so good. That's such
I
a
was just
throwback. I remember them from middle school.
yeah, Linkin Park, man. I was actually just listening to hold up, what is it? Let's see if you know this song real quick. You ready? I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
I have not heard this before.
Yeah, that's
Oh wait, yeah, I think I have heard that.
yeah, Fort Minor,
Okay.
Mike Shinoba. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, got you. Nice.
Yeah, it's like a real inspiring song. It's called Remember the Name.
Yeah, I have heard that before. I didn't recognize it immediately, but once it picked up into the chorus, I was like, oh yeah, shit.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah. So like Nirvana and shit back in the day.
Love
Love
Nirvana.
Nirvana. I love Nirvana's a shit. Like Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, I've been listening to a ton of Stone Temple Pilots lately, man.
Yeah, I love Stone Temple Pilots, man.
I love their song Creep. Like, I've basically had
Oh
that
yeah,
on
yeah, yes,
repeat for the last couple of days.
yes, yeah, exactly. Who else? Alice in Chains. I remember liking a lot.
I'm a
So like,
huge Alice in Chains fan, too.
yeah. So like, I don't have like a. If I like the music, then I like it. I don't care what kind of music it is. I'm not like I just like like rap or hip hop or whatever.
hmm
Um.
You're
So
not an
yeah,
elitist.
yeah. I'm not like I just like this type of music. I appreciate all music. If I like it, I like it. From anything from country to fucking classical, whatever. If I like it, I like it.
Yeah.
And I think that yeah, I think that's a good thing. Yeah. But what do you call it? Yeah, I would love to. I have one song, man. I have some songs on YouTube, like some music videos.
Okay.
There's this one song that I wrote. It's called Restraints, and
hmm
it's about it's just like basically about like stuff I've been through the past and like how I basically like broke out of the restraints and now like my life is better and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
yeah, I can send
Very
you that.
inspirational.
Yeah, it's I wrote the song and everything.
Does a lot of your music incorporate themes from like your own life and your own experiences like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yep,
Kind of autobiographical.
yeah. Same with my art. Same thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it's yeah, man. I've always been doing art in some form or another, man, because my grandfather was an artist, and like I looked up to him a lot. So he used to be into acting and drawing, all that stuff. So I looked up to him, and so I used to go to his plays. And so when I was in my first play in like kindergarten, I was like, I want to be an actor, and I knew from like that young exactly what I wanted to do. So when I was like 11 years old, I was like, told my grandfather, like, I really want to do acting. We were in New York at the time, so he got me, like headshots, and I got linked up with an agent, and I was doing my thing, going on auditions, and I was making some headway, and then once I hit like young teenager, I just was like, I didn't think it was cool anymore, and so that's when I started to like get into music and smoking weed, and then just like hanging out. But then I got back into acting again when I was with my wife, like when I was in like when I was like 25 or something like that. Yeah, I was pursuing it again, and I actually I got into the Screen Actors Guild, like SAG and shit. I'm a SAG member, and so
Dope.
yeah, yeah, man, I would love to get back into that. I miss it. Yeah, I was doing a lot of background work and like student films and different things, like for NYU student film, just a lot of different things. I was also making some headway at that point. Like I said, I got into Screen Actors Guild, which is a really big deal, to have to be in the union.
hmm
And then like a lot of tragic shit happened, and so I couldn't. We had to move basically, and so that's
Wow.
what stopped that. And then so at that point, I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do, so I got into the moving business, and yeah, just been doing all that for a while, and then just ended up in the NFT space, and that's what I've been trying to do for the past 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so if there's anything artistic I've always been into. which is always like, it's not the easiest thing to do, the arts, make a living from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I never had a plan. I never had like a plan B. It was always like, this is what I'm going to do.
Did you find that acting was like particularly therapeutic for you?
Freaking loved it. I loved it. Yeah. Because, you're not yourself, you're
Yeah.
playing somebody else. Yeah. Yeah. And I always wanted to be in like movies or, actual TV. Like I wasn't into like the plays as much, like, theater.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I loved like being on a set, show, movie or whatever. It's exciting to me. And, so yeah, I'm definitely going to get back into that without a doubt, because I'm in, I'm a SAG member now. And so I pay dues every so often to be able to stay, having the membership.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, yeah, you don't want to let that go. If you're a SAG member and you plan on doing it, because like, it's not easy to get into SAG.
What
So
makes it difficult to get in? Do you need like a certain amount of credits or something?
yeah, so you need to get to be SAG, to be able to get into SAG, you have to either get a speaking role, and then you become SAG eligible, and then you have to pay. You got to pay a certain amount of money to be a SAG member, like a
Mm-hmm.
one-time fee, and then you got to pay dues whenever they're due, and yeah. So basically, the way I got into it was I was in what was called AFTRA, film, radio. I forgot what it stands for. AFTRA, Association for Film, TV, Radio, or something. And I was in that. And what happened was AFTRA and SAG, they merged, and so I was grandfathered in to SAG, and now it's called SAG AFTRA.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, I got real lucky with that. Yeah, I got
That's
lucky,
cool
man.
though.
Yeah, and then a little after getting into SAG, like we ended up having to move from New Jersey to Virginia. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay.
like,
I'm from
yeah,
Virginia.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think you're from Northern Virginia, right?
Yeah, originally. Now I live in Southern Virginia though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, it was so cool, man. I was loving. I was really pursuing, doing my thing. I had an agent, I had a manager, and I was really making headway again. And yeah, I even have I have a real NYPD uniform, because yeah, when you're a SAG member, which is, I think it's crazy that this is even possible. When you're a SAG member, you can go to like the precincts in Manhattan, and you can get a real police uniform. You're not going to get a real like badge, but you get a real police uniform that you can use. Say if you're going to be on like Blue Bloods or like
Oh my gosh, this is insane.
it is insane. Yeah, you really can. You can just go to the precinct, you show them your SAG card and your ID, and yeah, you can buy like the shirt, the pants, the hat. Yeah, you just can, and
So wild.
I think it's actually crazy that, I mean, yeah. But when you're on the set, you have to wear like the shirt or the jacket like inside out, otherwise you can get in trouble. Um, yeah, yeah, it's cool. I still have my NYPD uniform, and I just want to get back into it, man. I really want to get back into it, but we're just not in the right state for that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's crazy though, because if somebody like, for example, if somebody like straight up, there's many things that could happen. But if you have a real NYPD uniform, like you can use it for something bad, like
Yeah. That comes
yeah,
with some responsibility, I think.
yeah, yeah. So, but if you're a SAG member and you can go get one, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, but yeah, I was on Blue Bloods, like a Law and Order.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was just doing background work, but But the thing about having being like having an NYPD uniform and being like a regular background, someone that's doing extra background work, whatever you want to call it, you can get like a speaking role, because a lot of times they have the same police officers that are on the show, even if they don't have speaking roles, but you could like become a regular. But yeah, I mean, so that's something I would love to get back into for sure at some point.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
What about you? Like, you said, yeah, you do music. Did you do other arts too?
Well, yeah, a little bit. I mean, I dabble in art. I dabble in like Photoshop and like watercolors and stuff. I do like my own album artwork and like my book covers and stuff. I create all that stuff myself. So I do like a
That's
little bit
awesome.
of digital art, a little bit of painting. I'm not very good at, like, your stuff is very cool. Mine is just like, I do it for my own pleasure. I don't really do it to like try to, sell it or,
Yeah,
apart from incorporating it into like my other projects and shit.
yeah. But you could write though. I mean, you wrote a book. That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been working on another one too, and it's taking forever, and I don't know when it'll ever be done, but it's been quite the project. But yeah, I enjoy writing a lot. I think writing is really therapeutic, even if you're just journaling for your own
Sure.
purposes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so has that book like sold well on Amazon or?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on like what you define as selling well. For me, I like when I published that, like I self-published it independently.
Well,
And
KGP on Amazon.
yeah. And so I was like not anticipating anyone to buy it at all. I was like, if this sells one copy, I'm gonna consider that a success. And it's
Right.
sold, like a few hundred copies, like nothing crazy, but like enough to make a little splash. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
been
for
really, really
sure.
rewarding.
No, for sure that people are like willing to spend their money on like buying something that you wrote and put your.
Yeah, it's really wild, and some people are like cool enough to leave little reviews and stuff, and that gives me a lot of encouragement to like keep doing what I've been doing.
For sure.
I do this stuff like really like out of my own time and my own pocket and everything. So it's so awesome when I know that like these messages are like connecting with people and people are like getting stuff out of it. Like I think that's just like so cool and it's so
Oh,
like
for sure.
humbling and awesome.
Hell yeah. I'm sure you get like messages like, yeah, like that really like helped me because my son or my daughter or my husband
Yep.
is going through
Mhm.
this and that gave me
Yeah,
hope or
it's
something like that,
powerful,
right?
dude. I fucking love it. I mean, that's why I do it, and I don't really monetize this stuff. Like, there are ways if people like want to support the show on Patreon and stuff. There is a Patreon page for people to do that if they like. But I don't like have sponsorships and shit. I knew from the start, and this is going off on a little bit of a tangent, but people used to ask me why I didn't have the show sponsored by like BetterHelp
Mm.
or shit like that. And the reason I never pursued that is because I thought it was sketchy. It always rubbed me the wrong way, and I knew there was something up with it. Turns out earlier this year, BetterHelp has been like
Yeah.
accused by the FCC of like illegally selling people's information to Facebook and shit, like HIPAA protected information
Whoa.
and other stuff. Yeah. So I keep this project like fully independent, like it's very raw, it's very real. Totally self-produced, like DIY punk rock shit, you know.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I roll. So, like,
That's awesome.
yeah, dude. So that's what it's all
Hell yeah.
about, at least for me. And I've got other projects that I do too. Like, I've got a true crime podcast that I periodically work on. That's kind of cool. So, yeah,
That's
man,
awesome,
like
man.
creative output. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get it out. You got to get it out of yourself.
Yeah,
That's when
absolutely.
I started sharing my story, man, and like I said, it feels good. And then if I can help people as well, like that's amazing. Like that's amazing when you actually help, when you really help people. Like I never, I didn't plan on doing this. It just happened, and so yeah, that's how life works. I guess you just never know what's gonna happen. But
You
you could
never
turn
know.
But yeah, you could take like a bad situation, a negative situation, something that happened to you that was bad, and turn into something beautiful. So yeah. But hey, listen, I gotta go.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and experiences, dude. This has been great.
This is awesome, man. Yeah, it was really good talking to you, and I'll talk to you the next space.
Thank you so much for listening into this conversation. Like I said in the intro, this installment was recorded over an application called Wisdom. It's pretty cool and relatively new. I recommend checking it out. You can follow Bipolar Recorder on there if you download it. That's actually a location where we have some bonus content that you may not hear on Twitter Spaces or on the podcast directly. I've had a lot of bonus conversations with people like Paulina, who has appeared on the show a number of times. So definitely check that out. Again, the app is called Wisdom. ManicNFTS is on Twitter at ManicNFTS. I am on Twitter at HHKeegan. Bipolar Recorder is on Twitter at Bipolar Recorder. Remember to check out the episode description for links to all of ManicNFT's work and some other supplemental information, such as the link to the Honest Guys YouTube meditation channel that I mentioned during this installment. I also have some quick information on there regarding how to find my book. It's a memoir titled My Brain is Trying to Kill Me. It's on Amazon in Kindle and paperback formats. If you'd like, check it out. People have been receiving it really positively, and proceeds from those book sales do help support this project. So I really appreciate it. My name is Hunter Keegan. Thank you so much for listening. Have a safe and wonderful day, evening, or night, wherever you are.
Bipolar Recorder is a listener-supported show. To help keep the show running, consider checking out our Patreon page or visiting bipolarrecorder.com.
Unless otherwise stated, the hosts and guests on Bipolar Recorder are not licensed mental health professionals. Bipolar Recorder is not a substitute for therapy or professional medical intervention. If you are having a mental health crisis, please contact your local emergency services.